Space.com. When are you going to do that? When is the moon disappearance happening? David Sitcock and Copperfield Jewish born again Christian illusionist magician and his illusion crew helpers are using Andre Cole, born again Christian illusionist, 7 methods that he thought of, 7 methods in the 1970s. And Copperfield from the kid on up wanted to make the moon disappear. And now it's 30 years in the making and 30 years of hard work. And not only that, not only the new generation and the old generation get to see Copperfield perform spectacular illusion of making the moon disappear and reappear. His children too. Dylan or Dalton, his son, his youngest daughter Sky, and he's got an older daughter. I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, Copperfield said, we announced on today's show in October that I was going to do this in February of 2024. A lot of organizations have said they want to collaborate and make it even a bigger event that could do even more good. We're going to try to use it to get telescopes in rural schools and indigenous schools around the country to encourage children to really look at the sky and dream about their future and become scientists and engineers and illusionists and preachers and soul winning for Jesus. Well, you get the idea. So because we're trying to make it bigger, we're just moving it a little bit into the future to make sure we get all those ideas together. And Copperfield Facebook goes a little bit more. I need to go to it. Clink. There it is. David Copperfield. David Copperfield makes the moon disappear. It's in here somewhere. Here it is. One day ago. We landed on the moon this week, but I'll still be making the moon disappear, Copperfield says. Some cool new developments are taking extra time. They're taking extra time, but I'll have more updates soon. Thanks for your patience. It'll be worth it. And then go here, and it talks about Magic Secrets on the Moon, question and answer with David Copperfield description. I'm very inspired and so proud to be part of it. Facebook, X, that's used to be called Twitter. Elon Musk bought it. Something about phone. I forgot that symbol. Pinterest and email and others. Intuitive Machines, RSS Moonlander, snapped this photo during its descent toward the moon on February 22nd, 2024. Image credit Intuitive Machines VIX. A little bit of magic landed on the moon last week, or actually quite a lot of it, Copperfield says. Aboard Intuitive Machines robotic Odysseus lunar lander, which last Thursday, February 22nd, became the first American spacecraft since 1972 to touch down on the moon, are the archives of a magician, David Copperfield. These archives, a compilation of the secrets behind Copperfield's most famous illusions, are part of a payload called Luna Prize, a project of Galactic Legacy Labs and the Arc Missions Foundation Lunar Prizes are curated storehouse of human knowledge from the past to the present of history, including magic history and achievement. And thanks to Odyssey, it's now preserved for the long haul on the moon. And Copper says also on the Earth he plans to do the same thing. Away on the moon, away from troubling terrestrial, whatever that is, like volcanic eruptions and nuclear something, nu- nuclear something, and nuclear explosions. This isn't the first time Copperfield's blueprints, state delusion blueprints, have launched into the final frontier. That's a Star Trek line, Final Frontier. He also put his state delusion magic secrets aboard Israel's Beresheet moonlander, which crashed during its touchdown attempt in April 2019 on the moon, an astro-pioneering spacecraft, which was steered back to Earth over the Pacific Ocean in 2019. Last month, after suffering an anomaly that dashed its lunar dreams, Space.com caught up with Copperfield recently to discuss Odyssey's mission, his desire to help preserve humanity's knowledge and on and away from Earth, and his long-time interest in space exploration, just like Franz Ferrari. The following interview has been edited for length. Okay, where are they? David Copperfield. Into the machine, Odyssey moon lander beams home first photos from lunar surface. Illusionist David Copperfield, David Cochran, Jewish-born and born-again Christian illusionist brother in Christ, says, Simpton Archive. Ow, I hate when I pull muscles. Simpton Archive, containing many of the secrets behind his illusion magic tricks to the moon, aboard Intuitive Machines Odyssey lander, which touched down on February 22nd, 2024. The author said, interviewing Copperfield. David Copperfield, Emma Summerton. Space.com says, this isn't the first time you've done this. You've been involved with the Arc Mission Foundation for a while now as an advisor, and you've sent your secrets toward the moon before. David Copperfield says, this is the third time. The third time is the charm. In other words, 3 is a magic number. The Beresheet mission we were very hopeful about. They're really nice people, and unfortunately it did not go as planned, but all my technology and my techniques and all that are there on the moon near Beresheet's crash site. It'd be really hard to find them, but they're on indestructible nickel plates, and nickel doesn't degrade. It'll last 1 billion years, so they say. Then the second time, with the astrobotic and good people also, we landed in the Pacific Ocean. So now there are fish that are learning to saw people in half. Laughs. Ha ha ha. Lol, laughing out loud. But now we've landed on the moon for the first time since Apollo, and it's the third time, and it's an amazing achievement. And we added more to this new lunar payload. We added 2 other things to what I've done in the past, so maybe there was a reason for things to happen this way. In other words, God's in control, and He knows it. The secrets were and are technology drawings. How I made the Statue of Liberty vanish, the Death Star, the Great Wall of China, and all the things that people know me for. That's on all of them. But this has 2 more things One is Project Magic program, which uses magic as a form of therapy in hospitals in 30 countries around the world. Magic is taught to patients to help them with dexterity and coordination by learning sleight of hand, in addition to boosting patients' self-esteem by giving them a skill. And the secret to my soon-to-be perform illusion, where I'm going to make the moon disappear and bring it back. All that technology is on there, too. So if you want to know how to make the moon disappear, just go up and land on the moon up there and check it out. Space.com, when are you going to do that? When is the moon disappearance happening? Copper says, since we announced on today's show in October that I was going to do this in February, a lot of organizations have said they want to collaborate and make it an even bigger event that could do even more good. We're going to try to use it to get telescopes in rural schools and indigenous schools around the country to encourage children, to really look up at the sky and dream about their future and become scientists and engineers. So because we're trying to make it bigger, we're just moving it a little bit into the future to make sure we get all those ideas together. Missions to the moon, past, present, and future. The lunar payload, a storehouse of human knowledge and achievements, landed on the moon aboard Intuitive Machines Odyssey lander on February 22nd, 2024. Image credit Intuitive Machines. How did you get involved into the Arts Mission Foundation and its quest to safeguard human knowledge? How did that journey start for you? Copper says, I was very inspired by the whole idea of putting together all languages, all of Wikipedia, for better or for worse, all different parts of our humanity, and preserving it in a way that's really indestructible. We don't learn from the past enough. We go and make the same mistakes over and over and over again. So the whole idea of preserving history, preserving knowledge, preserving society's art and influence really captured my imagination. I wanted to be part of it. Space.com says, do you plan to stay involved? Do you want to maybe send one of this nickel plated to Mars or Venus or to one of the moons of Saturn or Jupiter to create another brief cosby for our knowledge? Copper, definitely working on it, and not just in space, but also here on planet Earth, in places, in other words, what God created, everything, spoke it all here. And not just in space, but also here on Earth, in places that can be discovered someday as well. Space is definitely the most exciting, the part that inspires me the most. But preserving knowledge in general is a very, very important for our future. Here's what landed on the moon aboard Intuitive Machines Odyssey lander. Intuitive Machines lands on moon, and the private Odyssey lander first lunar landing aims to preserve on the moon. Wikipedia 2. Have you always been a space fan? Has this always been something that's interested you, or is it more of a recent conversion? Copper says, the Earth was transfixed when we landed on the moon with Apollo 11 in 1969. It was an amazing viral experience for the whole world. Every kid my age wanted to be an astronaut. My talent wasn't there, but it really made me dream, and it pushed me. In fact, the whole moon disappearance illusion is based on that childhood memory, how it influenced me to inspire people to dream bigger, aim higher, and achieve greater. If one person can make the moon disappear in the sky, above, imagine how much we can accomplish together here on Earth. It certainly is an exciting time in space. The moon mission, SpaceX routinely landing rockets on ships at sea. I mean, there are a lot of reasons for folks to look up these days. Copperfield, I'm very inspired and so proud to be part of it. My whole moon vanish piece is to also, in my own way, make people dream about possibilities, to have kids, children of all ages, of all of our future scientists and dreamers inspired to kind of think beyond the moon. Join our space forums to keep talking space on the latest missions, night sky, and more. And if you have a news tip, correction, or comment, let us know at community@space.com. And the interview for Copperfield was Mike Ball, senior space writer. He's on X and email. Michael Ball is a senior space writer and joined the team in 2010. He primarily covers exoplanet spaceflight and military space, but has been known to dabble in the space art. B. His book about the search for alien life. Well, hopefully he gets saved because there's no alien life out there. If there is, then God owns them too. Search for Alien Life Out There was published on November 13, 2018. Before becoming a science writer, Micah worked as don't know what that means, and wildlife biologist. He has a PhD in creationary biology from the University of Sydney, Australia, a bachelor's degree from the University of Arizona, and a graduate certificate in science writing from the University of California, Santa Cruz. To find out what his the latest project is, you can follow Michael on Twitter, which is now called X. Intuitive Odyssey beams home more photos from historic moon landing. China names the spacecraft that will put its astronauts on the moon. I don't know if there's any more after that.